Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is a reading for the Divine Feminine for September 27th to October 4th. Monday is the fall equinox, so I wanted to wish you all a beautiful fall equinox, autumn equinox. This is really when the scales are balanced in the cosmos. The day is just as equal as the part of night. So we have just as much sun as we do the moon. And then the sun enters Libra. So this is a beautiful, harmonious season. And yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. So we will just get into it. So as I was looking at my decks, because normally I use the, I want to say it's called the Afterthought Tarot deck with you guys, because I use my Rider-Waite for the Divine Masculine. And today, as I was going to grab it, I had it in my hand, and then my Egyptian deck was like, nope, we want in. So it was like they passed the baton. The Afterthought Tarot passed the baton to the Egyptian deck. So I feel that there may be a lot of divine feminine awakenings right now happening. Or what I was really getting was Anubis is playing a real big part in this. Because right when I started pulling the message, like the message was playing itself out, but then I heard Anubis. So it's like we're dealing with some underworld energy right now, which is gorgeous because that's where we're diving into anyways. You can also look at it as the Persephone as she enters the underworld. So that's kind of where we're headed, Divine Feminine, which is gorgeous, and I love this reading. So the weekly lesson, we have the Judgment card, and I'm really hoping that this doesn't glare too bad because it is shiny as fuck. It's like the gold leaf tarot or something like that. So hopefully you guys can see it okay. If not, just know the artwork's gorgeous. So this card actually comes before the World card. So what I was getting was we are being called to answer the call to reevaluate ourselves, reevaluate our checkpoint in a sense. This is really checkpoint energy. So how far have you come? What have you learned? What lessons are you closing out? What energy are you closing out? What chapters can you finally say goodbye to in your life? And where do you want to go next? What lessons do you still need to learn? It's all of that kind of energy. Just really kind of a reassessment of how far you've came, which is gorgeous. So the obstacles with this lesson, we have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I'm just making sure they called it Knight of Wands in this deck. So I'm hoping you can see it okay. And then we have the Ten of Chalices. So I'm getting a little bit of, not necessarily fear, but kind of a little bit of a resistance to this judgment energy, because it's like you just want to go ahead and chase your dreams. You want your happy ending. You're over the reassessments. You're over the judging. You're over having to go through this life and death process consistently over and over again. You just, where the fuck is my happy ending? Like, and you guys are really getting tired of all of it, which I completely understand because I myself feel very much in this energy sometimes. Not all the time, but yeah, I definitely can relate to this message. So it's like, oh my gosh, okay, can we get this? Can we hurry this up? Like, you guys are just very impatient with the process. You want to jump over the reassessment, reevaluation. Okay, let's start the new cycle. Come on, I'm ready. Like, you guys are ready, and Spirit's like, pump the brakes, calm it down. You got to go through this process still anyways. So it's like almost like you're at the line at the DMV just like wishing it would hurry up. That's kind of the imagery I was just getting painted. So how to overcome this kind of impatient wanting your fairy tale ending already. We have the Ten of Swords. And then we also have the Temperance. So once again, like I said, there's still things that need to be completely closed before you can go forward. So, for example, there could have been a relationship or a friendship or a career that you wanted to achieve or attain, or, you know, just be really good at, or have a fruitful relationship with this person or friendship, and it didn't go the way you wanted or imagined in your mind. So that energy needs to be completely closed out right now, because the Ten of Swords is completion, and it is that kind of like, I think we actually had this card last week as well. Yeah, we did. So it's like, this is kind of the final closing of that chapter. It needs to be completely done before you can move forward. So as this final closeout is happening, so the closing of these relationships that never prospered or blossomed how you wanted it to, the closing of the chapter of the job that you never got that you really thought you wanted or did want at that time, or the friendship that didn't really progress and stand the test of time like you were hoping it would. Whatever this is for you, you need to completely close it and thank that energy, because it still served a purpose. It was kind of like that goal in the distance that you never got, which is fine. But you need to close that and feel all the emotions through it and after it, because that's what the Temperance is asking you to do. It's asking you to temper those emotions. So the anger, the resentment, the possibly even hatred, the sadness, the heartache, you are still needing to close out that energy and temper that, because remember, Temperance is normally, she's pouring the water into a cup and just making sure it's just right, it's just level, it's just balanced. So you're still having to go through a little bit of tempering with your emotions right now. And that's why these chapters that did not keep moving forward need to be closed right now, because until this tempering happens, you're not going to get to the world. You're not going to get to your fairy tale ending. It's like you cannot carry that energy with you to this next level. And it sucks and it's heartbreaking, and it is what it is. It can't come with you. So you have to really truly leave it behind. And that's hard. That is hard for a lot of us, to leave our hopes and dreams behind that never got to be explored. But it's okay, because what's on this other side of that door is much fucking better than any of that could have ever been. Ever. It looked so good to us because we created an illusion around what we wanted it to look like. But the truth is, it was never going to look like that anyways. You painted it like that in your mind. And that's okay. So the final closeout needs to happen, and then the tempering of emotions needs to happen. They need to be felt through and released and balanced out, which, hello, we're in Libra season now, so it's perfect. So for the outcome, we have the chalices, which is like the Ace of Cups. I hope you can see. And then we have the Two of Chalices, the Two of Cups. So literally, after we close out that chapter of whatever those things, that kind of like unfinished business, I guess you could say, temper our emotions, we feel the overflow of emotions. And these could be, good or bad. They're not always necessarily going to be positive emotions, like thank you for the potential that you had in my life and we never got to explore. But, they can be an overflow of anger, an overflow of sadness, an overflow of joy, an overflow of happiness and gratitude that pathway didn't open the way you thought it was going to or wanted it to. But whatever that Ace of Cups energy is, feel it. Just feel it in its totality, because us leaving off with the Two of Cups says that is going to come back into balance. That feeling through the Ace of Cups energy is going to allow us to swim back into ourselves and balance out our own divine masculine and feminine energy, balance out our light and dark, balance out our yin and yang, however you want to explore that. But it is going to bring us into this sense of harmony to prepare us for the next chapter of our lives, for that world energy that we're about to enter into. And whatever that door looks like, we'll get there when we get there. But at this time, this is what is needing to be done. So I did pull a chakra card as well, kind of like how I did with the crystal cards last week. And the card I pulled was compassion. It says caring, empathy, acceptance, and gentleness. So being compassionate with yourself, being compassionate with the others involved during this portion of your life. understanding that things didn't happen not because you weren't good enough, not because you didn't deserve it, not because, you know, whatever your mental thought process was of why it didn't work out. None of that is true. Just be compassionate with yourself and know that you did the best you could, but it just wasn't meant to be. That career wasn't meant to be, that friendship wasn't meant to be, that relationship wasn't meant to be. And that is completely 100% okay. It is okay. So being gentle with yourself, being open-hearted with yourself, and just being able to feel everything that you feel from a place of gratitude and acknowledging those feelings, you know, whatever those are for you, just allowing them to arise, be felt, and just thank them, even if it is an emotion that is more negative, that you don't like feeling, like if you're angry or if you're heartbroken or whatever, or maybe embarrassed, you know, feel that and say thank you because I appreciate the lesson that you taught me, and then send it away because now it's not going to serve you. And that's where the tempering is coming in, to bring you back into harmony, so that this judgment card will be a lot easier because you're not going to be hard on yourself anymore. You're not going to be judging yourself from a place of guilt, shame, embarrassment. You're going to be judging yourself from a place of compassion. And yeah, I could have done that differently. Yeah, I should have actually done this instead. Yeah, I could have went about it that way. But that's where this reevaluation is. And so just be compassionate on this reevaluation and assessment with yourself, because it's just a necessary part of the next chapter of your life. So I absolutely loved this card spread completely. I know it's a little bitter to taste the medicine of it, and it's a little harsh to hear, but it's just the truth. You know, I've definitely been feeling this energy as well, closing out final things in my life that, you know, I wanted to go a certain way and didn't go that way. So the taste of this medicine is very bitter and hard to swallow, but being gentle with yourself on this journey of self-judgment and reassessment. So I am still available for personal tarot and oracle readings. I will leave my price list below, as well as distance Reiki sessions. So I hope that the Divine Feminine has a gorgeous, gorgeous week ahead and a beautiful fall equinox this week. So, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.